doing? It's Ward, the atmosphere changer, and I have with me today Elizio Torres. As an atmosphere changer, we believe, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, and as he continues to think, so shall he remain. Today we're going to be talking about chasing your dreams. Elizio, you are the host of your own talk show, right?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about it.
So the radio show name is the KS Radio Show. And yes, as you mentioned, I am the host. I'm also the engineer, I'm the booking manager, I'm the CEO, everything. And it's a full-time job to find guests, to find music to play without any copyright issues. Of course, asking certain questions so that the interviewer could feel like they're a part of the process, part of their interview. So it's difficult coming up with questions because every guest is different, every testimony is different.
Right.
But if you are a people person, you can vibe with anybody. So that's where that authentic relationship, that genuine friendship comes in hand. Because if you are a people person, you can interview anybody. You don't have to know them. Like I know you, you can interview anybody. And if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to read and study, know your craft, hone your craft, perfect your craft, people can see it on camera, people can hear it over the phone, wherever they're listening at.
Now, you said, I like what you just said, if you're willing to do the work. Now let me ask you, did you have someone you modeled after, a particular, another host, you know?
So before I started doing my radio show, I always had an ear for quality music first and foremost, and then I listened to a radio show through Rapzilla, which is like how people submit music on a larger scale. Kind of like the Grammys for the award show.
Right.
So Rapzilla is like the Grammys for CHH, so to speak. So there's a guy named Chris Chicago. I don't know if he does his radio show in Chicago or not, but he's a part of Rapzilla, and I used to listen to him. And he made me laugh. He interviewed a bunch of artists. He did music reviews and so forth. So I listened to his podcast, his show. I don't ask the same questions, but the fact that he got a chance to interview different people and actually made the audience feel a part, it played a big part in how I put the radio show, the KS Radio Show together. And then of course, here in Cincinnati, I have been supporting, so I already knew what quality music was, who I could talk to, who I should call to get exclusive music to play on the KS Radio Show that the AM and FM station wouldn't. So it was God-given.
Now, I'm glad you said that. You said it's God-given. You are a Christian, right?
Yes.
I want to make that clear to everybody. He is a believer.
Yes.
Now, in Cincinnati, we're in Cincinnati, Ohio. To me, it seems that it's kind of hard for artists to get a platform to perform. That's where we came up with the Atmosphere Changer show. You know, that show we do where we'll have people come in, let them perform, and then we'll do what I'm doing now, interview them, let them talk.
Right.
What's been your experience as far as the talent here in Cincinnati, and how do they receive you?
I am received and welcomed in love. And of course, because of the 3 years that I spent buying tickets, buying CDs, sharing music, sharing links and everything, I'm well known. I don't want to say that I'm a household name yet, but I am known in the music scene here in Cincinnati.
Okay.
So that plays a big part to again, in your authenticity to build relationships, not just know somebody because they're on the stage, but actually build friendships with them outside of the stage. How's your wife? How's your kids? If they're sick, is there anything that I can do? Relationships. Because you never know what that relationship, what that genuine relationship is going to take you, what opportunities are going to come from that, and so forth.
Okay. Now, as you know, on this show, The Atmosphere Changers, we are all about living your best life, the life you have always imagined. Now, there are some folks out there who have ideals, who have dreams. What would you tell them just starting out?
What does the Bible say? The Bible said that Moses wrote down the commandments on stones and he presented them to the people. So, if you are just starting out, I don't care what you're doing. If you are a painter, if you are a pastor, and you practicing in the mirror, if you are a singer or a rapper and you're practicing with a brush and you're hopping around in your living room, you have to start somewhere. So, first and foremost, you have to make sure that it's God-given. And then you have to write the plan and put it on paper. Because once you put it on paper and you present it to people, strangers, friends, associates, haters, and neighbors, they're going to take you serious. Because anybody can have an idea, but if you write it down, you can look at it every day, which is going to keep you motivated every day to go out and do the work, study, and to perfect your craft. And you might write the vision January 2020, and then you might not have your first performance or your first gig until February 2021, a whole year from now.
Right.
But if you write the vision, you're going to stick to it because it's going to motivate you. And if you don't have any motivation, if you don't have any passion for what you do, it's going to die.
Yes.
And God has given us too many gifts to let them die.
Absolutely. That's one of the things we talk about. Have a clear vision, a heightened emotion, get excited,
Right.
and backed by faith. It is so. Know that it is so. If you can't believe it, it won't happen. It starts with you. It always starts with the imagination.
Yes.
Everything besides nature came from someone's imagination.
Yes.
In my opinion, that's God's greatest gift that he gave man, was the imagination.
I agree.
Eliseo, I'm not going to keep you, but I'm happy and I'm so grateful that you stopped in to do the Atmosphere Changer show. And I will see you on the next video.
I appreciate you for having me.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Yeah.
That's what
That
we
was
all.
good word. That was good word. When
Oh,
you
that
said
was awesome
when
word.
you said you must write it down, must write the
That's
vision
right.
down.
Kid you not, I was working at DHL. I promise you, I was in the wrong, but I was asleep at work. And I woke up and I don't know if you ever like jumped out your sleep, but I jumped out my sleep like I thought somebody was chasing me or something. I don't know what happened. But as soon as I woke up, like I jumped up and God told me, don't be selfish with your support. Otherwise, your talent won't go far. I grabbed whatever piece of paper I could find in my car, and I wrote it down, and that has been my go-to ever since.
The mantra.
I didn't know that the KS Radio Show was going to be birthed from support, but that's what it is all about, because without support, your vision doesn't go far, your finances doesn't go far, your business doesn't like flourish, so to speak, and it takes support to expand.
Yeah.
So,
See that?
and like I told my pastor, NSF Tate, and he said, write it down. And like once you write it down, bring it to me. I brought it to him. He read over it, prayed over it, and this was before the KS Radio Show. And
We should have had this when we were recording this.
It's recorded.
it was but
You-
yeah,
you can add it.
you definitely have to write the vision, make it plain, because that's when people are going to take you serious.
Yeah. And, you know, and I just had to do it. I started writing stuff, like you said. I would get my cards. You know, this is what I desire. You know, and then I wrote my scriptures. Asking, it will be given to you.
Yeah.
Seeking, you shall find. Knocking, the door will be open unto you. I look at this every day. You know, I decided this was one of the marketing business. This was my first little check, and it was $2.43. Right. I decided that they was going to give me a check for $243,000. So I wrote it, and then on the back of it, I made a promise to God. Thank you, God, for this money. I will not waste money ever again. And I look at it and I remind myself that so I don't do stupid stuff with my
Right.
money. It's power in writing stuff down.
It is.
And it's about belief, man. It is about belief. And I believe it. I believe it. I believe that God speaks it and it is so. Man think it and it is so. The mouth of God is the mind of man. And that part of the mind is the imagination. Because he created everything and he gave us the ability to create. We just have to imagine it. And as you say it, if you have to have that vision, that clear, crystal clear vision. And be excited about it. Because that's what triggers it. If you fear something, right? Say you fear getting hit by a car, and if you constantly thinking about you getting hit by a car, and you scared, it don't matter, fear or revere. It's that energy. The opportunity's gonna present itself. And once I learned that, I'm like, wow, God is incredible. You know, and then the scriptures start backing it up. That's what blew me away. I'm like, holy crap. You know the scriptures, not everybody, but you know what I'm saying, you hear the scriptures, but you really don't understand them. Most people. You know, we say, like my favorite, as a man thinketh, so is he, and as he as he continues to think, so shall he remain. It's true. That's the problem with most people. If you think about nothing, you become nothing. Man, I didn't realize how hard that is. I find myself just sometimes drifting, just thinking about nothing, random stuff, you know what I'm saying? So when I do that, I'm like, whoa, that's not a clear vision. So I have to get back to my vision. And I have to remind myself through affirmations, you know, I'm a great husband. I'm a great father. I'm an $840,000 per year residual income earner. I impact millions of people's lives in a positive way by encouraging them to live their best life by living a life they have always imagined. I have to tell myself that every day, all day. And if that's what people will start doing, not just doing the affirmations, but believing it, start acting as though it already is. It's powerful, man. It's powerful.
Not a lot of people know this, but Jim Carrey wrote a check for $1 million to himself.
He sure did. I seen that.
And he didn't know how he was gonna get it because he was sleeping in his car at the time. And that was his promise to himself. He wrote a check to himself for $1 million, and he said Hollywood is gonna give me this amount of money. And then that's when he got busy with like Color and so other like different movies and stuff.
It became a must. Yeah. See, that's what you get, your must.
Yeah.
Like, I have 7 children. I was, excuse my French, hell-bent on them living a certain lifestyle. I've worked 3 jobs. I've worked 24 hours. I don't know how I did it. To this day, sometimes I look back like, how did I do that? Because it was a must.
Yes.
You always will complete your must. That's incredible. That's incredible. Like you said, when you said you got out, you woke up and you started writing, it became a must. It was a burning desire. And if it becomes a burning desire, thy will shall be done.
Yeah.
Blew me away, man. Blew me away. But once again, I am so grateful for you sitting here, you know, coming over to the Atmosphere Changer Den. I'm sorry that my wife, Lady A, wasn't able to be a part of the show.
We'll do that one next time.
Yeah, because she you her guy. She really liked you. And, she loved your show, and your show it truly helped her. And we're very grateful for that.
Thank God be the glory.
Amen.
To God be the glory. Don't give no thanks to me. I don't want no hand claps. Give all the credit to God.
Amen. Amen. He used you.
He's still using me
That's right.
because I'm willing.
What the church mother say? Let him use you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys on the next video.